The air crackles with tension, thick and almost tangible as dawn breaks over the border. Along the jagged spine of the Dangrek Mountains, the landscape itself seems to hold its breath. Two armies, Thai and Cambodian, face off, eyes locked, fingers on triggers, radios hissing with terse, urgent commands that echo through the humid air. A single misstep, a misunderstood word, could ignite this volatile frontier into chaos. This is the reality of a decades-old dispute that refuses to die, simmering just beneath the surface. The world may have moved on, but here, time stands still. Villagers watch anxiously, their lives shaped by invisible lines. The Preah Vihear Temple, perched on a dramatic cliff, is both a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a symbol of deep-seated animosity between neighbors. For Cambodia, it's sacred heritage, a source of national pride and spiritual identity. For many Thais, it's a national treasure lost to a controversial court ruling, a wound that still stings. The temple's ancient stones are silent witnesses to a conflict that has already spilled blood and shattered peace. International media descend when tensions flare, capturing dramatic scenes of soldiers digging in, their faces set with determination. Headlines warn of war, but for the soldiers, it's a daily grind of waiting, watching, and wondering if today will be the day everything changes. Young men far from home endure the sweltering heat, the boredom, and the political games they don't control, their futures uncertain. Their orders are clear: hold the line, cede nothing, no matter the cost. This beautiful, wild landscape becomes a potential battlefield, where peace is measured day by day, and every sunset is a small victory. In Bangkok and Phnom Penh, politicians use the dispute to rally support, inflaming passions and distracting from domestic troubles. Fiery rhetoric fuels patriotism, making compromise seem like betrayal, and pushing both sides further apart. Political maneuvering and posturing leave little room for genuine dialogue or lasting solutions. Both nations are trapped in a dangerous standoff where the slightest provocation could escalate catastrophically, threatening countless lives. Here, history's grip is as powerful as any army, binding the present to the past and shaping the uncertain future. The standoff is a tense, silent dance where every movement is watched, every breath measured. In this charged atmosphere, even the smallest gesture can carry enormous weight. Thai and Cambodian soldiers are often just meters apart, close enough to hear each other's voices, to smell each other's food cooking over small fires. The border is a thin line, but the lives on either side are deeply intertwined. They patrol the same jungle paths, boots treading on disputed soil, each step a reminder of the fragile peace. The ground beneath them is claimed by both, yet truly belongs to neither. The morning mist shrouds the mountains, concealing movements and heightening uncertainty. In the fog, friend and foe are hard to distinguish, and nerves are always on edge. A sudden noise, a snapped twig, a distant shout could trigger deadly fire. Tension hangs thick in the air, and every soldier knows how quickly calm can turn to chaos. These soldiers are the human face of the conflict: sons, brothers, fathers, each with dreams and families waiting at home. Their youth is marked by the burden of duty. Sometimes they share a cautious cigarette, brief moments of humanity that defy the official hostility. In these rare exchanges, they glimpse the person behind the uniform. Yet, duty binds them. Peace is fragile, always at risk. Every handshake is tense, every smile guarded, as suspicion lingers beneath the surface. Trenches and bunkers scar the landscape, artillery hidden and ready. The jungle is transformed into a fortress, its beauty marred by the machinery of war. Landmines and checkpoints turn the border into a militarized frontier where danger lurks with every step and the threat of violence is ever present. Each side sees the other's defenses as aggression, fueling a cycle of fear and mistrust that is hard to break. The peace is uneasy, an absence of open war, not true harmony. Villages live in the shadow of conflict, their daily lives shaped by uncertainty. Soldiers endure constant stress, isolation, and the scars of life on the edge. Letters home are filled with longing and hope for a safer future. They're caught between nationalist fervor and the reality of shared hardship, forced to reconcile loyalty to their country with the simple needs of survival. This fragile coexistence is a testament to discipline, but it cannot last forever. The strain grows with each passing day. The unresolved political dispute is a ticking time bomb, with every negotiation and protest adding to the pressure. The border remains a powder keg waiting for a spark, one moment that could ignite a conflict and change lives forever. For the people who live here, the border is not just a line drawn on a map, it is the very heart of their daily existence, shaping every aspect of their lives. Generations of families have called these villages home, their roots running deep into the soil. Their lives are intertwined with the rhythms of the land, not the shifting tides of politics or distant decisions made in capital cities. Not long ago, Thai and Cambodian villagers mingled freely, trading goods, celebrating festivals, and supporting each other through hardship. The border was a place of connection, not division. But the military standoff shattered this fragile harmony, replacing trust with suspicion and fear. Soldiers and armored vehicles became a common sight, and daily life was overshadowed by uncertainty. When tensions erupt, it is the villages that bear the brunt. Artillery fire rains down, families are forced to flee at a moment's notice, and once thriving homes are left abandoned. Fields that once fed entire communities go untended, crops wither, and livelihoods are lost. With each conflict, poverty deepens and hope fades. Children, the most vulnerable, grow up surrounded by trauma. Their education is interrupted, their futures uncertain, as classrooms are replaced by refugee camps and makeshift shelters. The local economy grinds to a halt, markets close, border checkpoints are deserted, and the vital flow of trade and goods stops, leaving families struggling to survive. Even after the fighting stops, danger lingers. Landmines and unexploded ordnance make farming a deadly gamble, threatening lives and livelihoods for years to come. Yet, despite the risks, many villagers return as soon as the gunfire fades. Their connection to their ancestral land is unbreakable, stronger than fear or hardship. They rebuild their homes from the ruins, using whatever materials they can find. Their resilience is remarkable, but many feel forgotten and abandoned by the very governments meant to protect them. Their suffering is the true cost of conflict, pain and loss that rarely make headlines, often drowned out by nationalist rhetoric and political posturing. Still, they yearn for peace and normalcy, longing for the days when neighbors were friends, not enemies, and the border was a place of unity. Their voices are seldom heard beyond these villages, but their endurance and quiet strength are nothing short of extraordinary. The plight of these villagers stands as a stark reminder of what's truly at stake in border conflicts: lives uprooted, communities fractured, and the enduring human spirit that refuses to be broken. The world watches the Thailand-Cambodia border with growing concern. This standoff threatens not just two nations, but regional stability. ASEAN, proud of its diplomatic tradition, fears a conflict between members would shatter its credibility. Mediation efforts are hampered by non-interference and deep-rooted nationalism. Major powers urge restraint, wary of disruption to trade and security. UNESCO worries for Preah Vihear's safety. The UN calls for ceasefire, but enforcement is weak. The International Court of Justice has ruled, but political will is lacking. International responses are often reactive, not preventive. True resolution requires addressing root causes, not just managing crises. Ultimately, peace depends on the choices of Thai and Cambodian leaders. The conflict's roots run deep: ancient empires, colonial borders, and old resentments. The Khmer Empire once dominated the region. Preah Vihear is a symbol of that past for Cambodians. As the Khmer declined, Siam, now Thailand, rose, and borders shifted with war. French colonialism redrew the map, placing Preah Vihear on the Cambodian side in 1907. Many Thais saw this as a colonial injustice. After Cambodia's independence, the dispute reignited. Thailand occupied the site, but the International Court of Justice ruled for Cambodia in 1962. The ruling left the surrounding land ambiguous, fueling modern clashes. Cambodia's 2008 UNESCO bid for the temple reignited tensions. Nationalists on both sides used the issue to stoke patriotism and political support. The ancient stones of Preah Vihear became a symbol of bitter rivalry, not shared heritage. In 2011, simmering tensions erupted into the worst fighting in decades. Artillery and rockets turned the jungle into a war zone, with both sides blaming each other. Dozens died, and over 85,000 civilians fled their homes. Villages were shelled, homes destroyed, and the Preah Vihear temple itself was damaged. The humanitarian crisis overwhelmed local resources. UNESCO and the world condemned the destruction of cultural heritage. ASEAN brokered a fragile ceasefire, and the ICJ ordered a demilitarized zone. Both sides withdrew, but the border remains heavily militarized. The 2011 clashes are a grim warning. Peace is fragile, and the risk of renewed violence is ever present. the underlying issues remain unresolved. The region still teeters on the edge. Thailand holds a clear military advantage, larger, better funded, and more advanced. Its army boasts modern tanks and significant political power. The Royal Thai Air Force dominates the skies with advanced fighter jets. Cambodia's air force is small and outdated, leaving it vulnerable. Thailand's navy is strong, while Cambodia's is limited to coastal patrols. Yet, Cambodia's forces are experienced in jungle warfare and fiercely defend their land. Chinese support has bolstered Cambodia's capabilities with artillery and training. In the dense jungle, Thailand's technological edge could be blunted, leading to a bloody stalemate. A full-scale war would be devastating for both. Military might alone cannot resolve the dispute. The balance of power is clear, but the cost of conflict would be catastrophic. The real battle is for peace, not territory. Renewed war would unleash a humanitarian disaster. Hundreds of thousands could be displaced, overwhelming aid efforts. Civilians would face shortages, disease, and trauma. Economies would collapse, trade, tourism, and investment gone. Infrastructure would be destroyed, recovery slow and costly. Social ties between Thais and Cambodians would be shattered, replaced by suspicion and hatred. The psychological scars would last generations. Regional stability would be threatened, with crime and lawlessness rising. ASEAN's unity would be tested and outside powers could be drawn in. The true cost of war is measured in lost futures and broken communities. The region cannot afford another descent into chaos. Only peace can prevent catastrophe. The only path forward is sincere diplomacy. Military posturing and nationalism have led only to bloodshed and stalemate. Leaders must choose dialogue over confrontation. The cost of war is too high. Demilitarizing disputed areas and building trust are essential first steps. Joint patrols, reopened crossings, and shared heritage management can foster cooperation. ASEAN and the UN must play proactive roles, not just call for calm. The ICJ's rulings should guide a permanent settlement. The future of the border lies in the hands of its people. At stake are lives, livelihoods, and regional peace. The choice: endless conflict or shared prosperity. The path of diplomacy is hard, but it's the only way to lasting peace. For future generations, Thailand and Cambodia must walk it together. The time for peace is now.